Do you know how many other court cases are going on inside this building while this is happening?
I know.
Do you know how many?
I can't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine.
You know why you can't imagine? Because there are none. This whole entire building has been emptied out except for the Carmelo Anthony case. So you can't go for your traffic. You got a speeding ticket. You got to go somewhere else. You got to argue about a DUI. You got to go somewhere else. Nothing is going on. Nothing is going on in this building except Carmelo Anthony. We got Need Some Black up in the building. We're talking about Carmelo Anthony. So let's go.
This is what we have followed very closely from the beginning. Carmelo Anthony accused of killing Austin Metcalf last spring at a high school track meet. And now the jury starts hearing the case. Janelle Ford is live at the Collin County Courthouse with the latest. Okay, Janelle, what's going on?
Well, Kara, here outside of the courtroom, it's been fairly quiet throughout the morning. Only a handful of people have been gathered at the back of the parking lot. And then inside, the first witness has already taken the stand in this case. And remember, there is no audio, there's no video, no live stream of this trial. So we are relying right now on our team of journalists and legal experts inside of the courtroom to keep us updated throughout all of this. So I want to walk you through what this morning has been like so far. It started.
Okay, I gotta get a little build up. Wow, I did not. This thing, he does want this done next week.
Yeah, they want it done. They want this done.
Oh, wow.
Quickly. I mean, listen, it becomes in every single way, it becomes a distraction, man. With these cases being drug out, they become a distraction. And we've seen this over and over, especially these race cases. We're just not in a listen, the world has changed, man.
Yeah.
I'm saying since 2024, I mean, think about how many of these companies were celebrating Pride Month that they ain't celebrating anymore. Yeah, I mean, look at the NFL. You don't see nothing. You don't see nothing from a lot of these people because either, you know, what I really feel is a lot of them have felt they feel liberated, basically, that they have the willingness. You know, I think somebody went on Chick-fil-A, put up a flag, Chick-fil-A, say, listen, we ain't with that. Like to say, you know, and people, and I'm only using that as an example to say that the world ain't what it is. And so I can imagine or the prosecutors, the judge, whatever, whoever's moving along this case, and saying like, listen, we're not doing the riots. We're not doing any of that. The world has changed. We're getting back to a normal place. We're getting to a place where we're going to hear the case out. Let's get it done. And we don't need to make nothing for TV. So I think that's the reason why they're moving along so fast.
Let me add to what you're saying about it's a big distraction. Do you know how many other court cases are going on inside this building while this is happening?
I know.
Do you know how many?
I can't even imagine. I couldn't even imagine.
You know why you can't imagine? Because there are none. This whole entire building has been emptied out except for the Carmelo Anthony case. So you can't go for your traffic. You got a speeding ticket. You got to go somewhere else. You got to argue about a DUI. You got to go somewhere else. Nothing is going on in this building except Carmelo Anthony.
Wow.
That's it. So again, you got a ticket for shoplifting. You got to go somewhere else. Like that, nothing is going on in this building except that. So I agree with you. They're probably like, look, man, this is inefficient. This is crazy work. That this whole entire, and it's actually a really nice courthouse. I'm looking at, I've seen some other picture of it. It's actually a nice building. Like this whole entire building is changed because of this person. Can you imagine the man hours? Can you imagine the amount of resources that are going into this from sheriffs and police officers and deputies and all this stuff just for this one case and all is going on in that building?
But who decides that this gets national attention? Is that what I'm saying? Like, who decide that? Was that because so many people picked up this story in the podcast world? Was that because it's not the only case. I mean, biracial cases happen a lot, right? So who decided that this be the case that gets national attention? You understand what I'm saying?
I'm not going to be popular for saying this, but I do believe that this is, I do believe that this is by design, because you got a young black man, a young white man. There's a lot of dynamics if you just follow the tropes. If you just click the tropes,
right?
Texas. Young, somebody deleted somebody. I mean, you just click down the boxes and you get enough. You're like, well, and then let me look at another case. You got black, but it's another black person. I'm not gonna get a lot of interest in that. He's an old street dude. I'm not gonna get a lot of interest in that. It's in Chicago. It's up in the Midwest. I'm not gonna get let's go with this one. I do believe that this is by design. The interest level is by design. And I talked about it a little bit when it happened. And I said that I was going to, I actually have family in Frisco, Texas. And I said, I might just go. The devil is a liar. So I do think that that's part of it. And I mean, yeah, that's my take on it, that it's more design than it's not organic.
Yeah, it's not organic. I agree.
Not organic at all. All right, let's keep this going. And by the way, I love her green. By the way, green hearts in the chat when y'all can hear.
With opening statements after a number of pretrial motions, and each the defense and the prosecution got about 20 minutes for those opening statements. It started with the prosecution, who called this a, quote, unjustified, provoked murder, and told jurors Anthony plunged a knife into Austin.
Unprovoked. She said provoked. Okay, just
Metcalf's heart and ran away. Now, the state said surveillance video from the track meet will be important, telling jurors that the video tells the story. Prosecutors said Anthony went to Memorial High School's team tent during the rain, was told to leave, then taunted and provoked Metcalf before stabbing him. So then next, we heard from the defense. They told jurors that there has been a lot of noise around this case, a lot of false information. They described Anthony as a son, a brother, a 3.7 GPA student athlete. The defense said Anthony went under the memorial tent to get out of the rain, knew people that were under there, and that things were initially calm. Now, Mike Howard, Karmelo's defense attorney, said the video will show some things, but it won't show everything. And the defense said Anthony told Metcalf, quote, as long as you don't touch me, we're cool, and argued that Metcalf made the first physical contact. Now, Howard said Anthony acted in fear and chaos. We also learned that Anthony suffers from epilepsy. So then the first witness was called to the stand. That's Mark Porter, a forensic video analyst from Tarrant County. Inside the courtroom right now, both families are seated. They're on opposite sides. We also got our first look at the jury. The panel appears to include at least 9 women, several people of color, including a woman that was wearing a hijab. And then remember, there were questions about demographics of this jury panel yesterday. So what's happening next? Court is going to go on until lunchtime. They'll take a break, and then we'll continue until 6 o'clock this evening. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you for the insight and the update, Janelle. From start to finish, we are bringing you complete coverage of what's happening inside the courtroom.
All right.
Make sure.
Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the JWhit Podcast. If you enjoyed today's show, please do me a favor and hit me up with that 3-piece special. Like the video, subscribe, and of course, share it with somebody who would also enjoy this type of content. And make sure you leave a comment, because I do pin the best comments to the top. So thank you so much for tuning in today. And until next time, everybody, grace and peace.